Okay, so for this video, guys, I decided to show you this lock that I had built at our apartment. When we first moved in, we realized that there was no lock out there on the actual door, so we bought a lock. Didn't work. We couldn't mount it on the wall the right way to do it manually with a key, so I decided to put together a really quick lock that you put in a keypad, displays on the LCD if it's locked or unlocked, using a microcontroller from a 12-volt power supply. I just use a servo motor to attach to the lock because this is what I had, and I could easily just punch holes in this little knob and attach the servo that way. It's not mounted, so obviously it's just going to turn for the video, but I had this whole part mounted to the actual wall so that it would turn the knob. Yeah, so basically I used a PIC 18F4550. I don't know if you can see that in the video. Yeah, you probably can't. But the only reason I did that is because at the time it's the largest microcontroller I had, and I think it's a 40-pin output, or I/O, sorry. And the LCD screen has 8 pins for data and also 3 pins for control. So that took up a good chunk of the I/O. Also, the keypad had 7, and 1 pin for the servos, pulse width modulation, and 1 pin for the switch that I put on inside. So in case I want to lock the door at night, just flip a switch and then unlock it from the inside. It comes to the 12-volt supply, goes through a 5-volt regulator. Yeah, so really the hardest part was just getting the LCD display correctly, because I didn't use any external libraries or pre-libraries that were built. I just kind of went in and read the data sheet and applied like each byte to each register correspondingly, so I kind of learned about that. The keypad is pretty simple. There's not too much documentation on it, but basic idea is there's 7 pins for the 3 columns and 4 rows. I read each row and applied voltage to each column one at a time. So 1 was set high, then 2 low, 3 low, and so on. Then 1 too high, 1 low, and 3 low. And then I was reading all the columns at the same time. So if 9 was pressed while 3 was set high, and I see that column 2 was high, I knew 9 was pressed. And then you could just correspond, do that. Yeah, and it's just continuously in a while loop on that keypad, checking and applying voltages. I use a 20 meg crystal, no particular reason. Probably the only thing I had at the time. Yeah, so I'll show you guys. The code was 6034. I decided for the video to show each number that I'm pressing, so I can prove to you that I'm not just putting in 4 random numbers and it's working. So yeah, like I showed you, 5, 8, 7, 9, not going to work. Code was 6034. Oh, you hear the motor go. Yeah, it's not mounted, but I can turn the knob and it'll be in the same position. And the door status changed to locked from unlocked. I can also put in the wrong code again. And then if I put in 6034, flips, changes to unlocked. Yeah, so it's really simple. And then I can show you how the switch works. You just kind of flip it. If I'm inside, it goes to lock. I can flip it back up. I just woke up. I want to get out of my door. Yeah, and also for the 12-volt power supply, in case our apartment would run out of, or our power would go out every once in a while if we put in like a microwave or something and use too much current. We had a breaker downstairs that we had to get other people to unlock, reset for us. So I decided to put a backup battery circuit in there in case the power went out. I could easily just unlock it real quick using battery power. I think I have the schematic over here. Yeah. So yeah, right here, this is basic idea. It's just 2 diodes. 12-volt power supply goes to D1, goes to this node, which is at 11.3 now after the diode drops 0.7, and 9 volts here. So this diode cuts off. No current goes or leaves the battery. Goes through a 5-volt regulator. As soon as this goes to 0, this takes over. 8.3 goes on the 5-volt regulator, and you have a backup battery. I'm sure there's a more efficient way to charge the battery or whatever using the 12-volt supply, but like I said, I just need something really quick, cheap, and easy, and this is it. So if you guys want to see the code, I'll throw it up on there. Thanks for watching.